up? The time has finally come. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, and now I finally get to. I had to wait until the tread on my rear tires got down before buying a new set. So right now I have something called Velstein tires. I believe that's the brand. They're from Simply Tire. They're off-brand. They're a summer tire. They're 275/35 ZR19. They are good tires. They're half the price of the Michelin PS4s, and I've had both on this car, and I'm not gonna lie, these grip better. They're just as quiet and they're just as smooth, and they're literally half the price. Being said, they did burn down really quick. I went through them in about 6 months. Now, I like to do burnouts and drift and rip, so definitely gonna go through tires fast. I would say they last the same amount of time as the Michelin PS4s. Ever since I got this car tuned, I have been itching to get traction from a dig. On 93 and E50, I can't get traction from a dig. I switched up my rims to 19-inch rims. I had the M3 G80 rims on this, and they did not fit. They poked in the back, and I was only able to run the sidewall of a 30. So I wanted more sidewall to be able to get more traction. Also, the 20 was a little big for this car. Once I went to a 19-inch rim and I was able to run a 35 sidewall, I definitely increased traction. Having more sidewall gives the vehicle a little more cushion, essentially, and it gives it more traction. The thinner your sidewall, the less the tire can flex to grip. Best I could do with these tires when they were fresh was a second gear roll from about 40 on 93 octane. I could just barely hook, and then when I go to E50, it spins them in second gear. So first gear has never been an option. Second, I still spin. Third, I was gripping just fine with this tire when it was new, but since it's worn out, now I spin through third. So it's a struggle. And in third gear, even at 40 mile an hour, I'll be at, let's say, like 3,500, maybe 4,000 RPM. It'll just spin them up to red line, you know? So it's hard to actually get grip even to do a roll race right now. I just did a pretty fat burnout, and I looked at the tires and they're completely cooked. It's time to get a new set. With that being said, the whole point of this video is I'm gonna try to get a tire that allows me to get traction from a dig on a rear wheel drive M340i on E50. So I should be making about 500 wheel, roughly about 600 foot-pounds at the tire. Trying to accomplish this, running a 19-inch rim on this car. After talking with all the car guys and all my other motorsport enthusiasts about what street tire is gonna grip the best on this, it's gonna be the Nito 555 R2. It's a drag radial. Everyone I've talked to said that tire is no joke. It hooks up. So I'm gonna buy a set, and we're gonna see if I can hook from a dig with this car. It will be a game changer. If I can hook from a dig, this car is gonna feel so much faster. I'll be able to take on people from a dig, and I won't have to do 60 mile an hour to be able to hook. So 0 to 60, I've never had it in this car ever since it's been tuned. If I can get into the 2s and hook from a dig, I will be so happy. It'll be a whole new experience for me. The car is gonna feel completely different. This morning on my way to work, I heard this weird noise in the car, and it sounded like a scraping noise, and I had no idea what it was. It sounded like my tires were bottoming out, but I know that's not the case, because with this setup, these tires don't bottom out at all. No matter what, the fitment's perfect on them. But look what I found. Look at this. Are you kidding me? I don't know how that made it here. I was doing like 85 on the highway, and I cannot believe this didn't get in my tire, bro. I know I ran over something last night that, like, it sounded like metal, and I was kind of worried, and I checked it at night and I didn't see anything. The tire was holding pressure, tire gauge is reading fine. Like, there was definitely not a flat tire. But look at this. Are you kidding me? I don't know how that did not stab my tire. Like, God is looking out for me. It's like half of a scissor. crazy. I got so lucky that that didn't hit anything important. It's nuts. Oh, I'm in a nice local spot here where I can do a little something something. I'm gonna take off from 0 miles per hour. I'm gonna do a boosted launch as if I was in a race, and we're gonna see how much traction this gets. I know what the answer is, but I just wanna show you guys how much traction I don't have with the rear wheel drive setup. So here's the beauty, and here's the tires that I am running. These are 275 35 ZR19s. And I am so low on tread. Look at this. I barely have any left. And honestly, I need to drive the car for like the next couple of days before I get the tires installed. I haven't even ordered the tires yet, so I'm gonna order those tonight. Basically, there is no tread on this car. Let's get into it. I'll show you guys. All right. Traction's already off. Seatbelt on. Put this thing in drive. Sport. All right, let's see what happens. Holy. Driving back to see the damage. Oh my goodness. A lot of smoke everywhere. Wow. That was solid. I bet my tires are gone. All right, let's see how gone they actually are. Surprisingly a little more than I thought left on that one. And yeah, we're about to show bands here soon enough, so. That was so much fun. I just want to do that all day, to be honest with you. And if this YouTube channel does good, then I will do that all day. That was fantastic. Wow, love that. As you can tell, there is a lack of traction, so I can't wait to get the drag radials on and do the same exact launch. Obviously I got to heat the tires up first, which I will be filming that. Can't miss out on that part. Starting from a dig again, same thing, power braking to build a little boost and just seeing how much traction I can get. If I could hook from a dig, I'll be very impressed, to be honest, especially compared to what just happened there. Before I actually buy these tires, I'm gonna take some measurements and make sure that it's actually gonna fit. We're going from a 275 to a 285. Now it's gonna be like the max that I can squeeze in this wheel well. Here's what we're working with from an angle. It's not much, right? Close to maxing it out with the 275, but it's gonna be 0.4 inches wider with the 285. So I'm expecting 0.2 on this side, which is like, there's an inch right here, and then half an inch right here. There's 0.2, right? So it's gonna be 0.2. From what I can tell, I can squeeze it. Now the question is on the inside of the tire. Oh yeah, we got space, so that's great. So I should be able to fit a 285, no problem. Look at these tires, they are shot. No more burnouts for me until I get new ones. I gotta be able to drive this thing in the rain. Another thing I wanna do is get spacers, because if you look at my front, there's definitely some more room to work with. I think a 10 mil spacer would do really good here in the front. Here's what kind of space I have working with in the front. I mean, it's about an inch to my fender. And a 10 mil spacer would be 0.4, which is half of that. I don't know if I should go 15 mil or 10 mil with the spacer. Angle swap right here. So now I'm looking straight down, and it looks like I don't actually have a full inch. It's more like 0.75 inches. So I think a 10 mil spacer should be just right for this. Here they are. I can get them on simple tire for $431 a piece. That's not too bad. The ones that I have on right now, They're honestly pretty cheap. They're only $250 a piece. They hooked pretty good. They did well in the rain. They were quiet. They wore down really quick. They were a summer tire. But again, the whole point is I really want to see if I can get traction from a dig. Pretty excited, so let's buy these babies. Just like that, we have new drag radials. These things look great. Love the pattern. Looks like it's definitely gonna be good for wet surface. If it's raining, I don't have to be too sketched about sliding out or anything. They came super fast, proper size. I'm excited to put 285s on compared to 275s. These things look great, honestly. Nice and beefy. I'm very excited to put these on. The bag is secured. I got both of them in there. Now we're heading to the tire shop. Hopefully they're able to pop them in pretty quickly and we can get to testing and see if these things actually grip or not. Very excited to see. Just got them installed. Check it out. Literally couldn't be happier with this fitment. It's literally perfect. Squeezing as much as I possibly can in here. And they look great. So far, no rub at all. Yeah. I've already gone over some stuff, driven it around, and it's not rubbing. And that, I'm very happy with that fitment. That's awesome. Now the fun begins. Now we gotta test it out and, you know, we gotta make sure this thing grips. Just so I can actually hook up and not spin out of control or anything. I don't wanna do a classic Mustang stunt, you know? Guys, I got a little space here. The tires are still fresh. They're new. Second gear roll, start at like 20. I normally can't hook this at all. But again, the tires haven't been broken in or anything. Let's see what happens. Normally, I've never been able to hook a second. Wow. Wow. I almost hooked that completely. I'm gonna try it first gear. Wow, that was good. That was really good. Honestly, once I heat these up and break them in, like do a nice little burnout and then take off, I genuinely think that these are gonna hook from a dig. I'm very impressed. Same spot I was at earlier. Just throw it over, power brake it, and see how it does. Still broke them loose. They definitely need warmed up. But after that, they should be hot, so probably a good time to do a first gear hit from a roll. Let's see if I can do a first gear hit. Now that they're hot, try to get this thing a little straighter. There we go. That was good, honestly. I pretty much hooked that entire thing. Still spinning a little, but any other tire that I've had on this car would have been just spinning right through it. I'm excited to see how these break in. I'm gonna continue posting videos of launches until I can get this thing to hook. There's a spot at the end of this bridge where if I was gonna rub, I would rub. It's past all of the rub tests. Now here it is, right here. No rub. Sweet. Yeah, if it was gonna rub, it would do it right there in that bump. It's a pretty bad one. The thing is, when you buy tires that don't fit and they rub, you're kind of stuck with them once they're installed. I mean, you could sell them used, and you know, you're not gonna recoup your money, but it's really nice to hit it right with the size and have it fit and not rub, so I'm super happy. What do we have here? Let's see. Ooh, some spacers. Let's check them out. Cool, here they are. These guys are kind of stuck together. There you go. Cool. They seem to be good quality. Oops. And then the extra long lugs. And they are 5 per side. perfect. My lugs, the heads on them were starting to rust out, so this will be a big improvement. On top of having my wheels nice and flush in the front. Look how absolutely dirt nasty these BMW brakes are, bro. Oh my gosh. Like, there's literally like rust burned into these wheels. And look, the paint's actually great condition on them. They're just disgusting. Brake pads next, that's for sure. Cannot be dealing with this BMW brake dust anymore. So I got these spacers from KSP. They are 12 mil spacers. And I'm gonna set it right here on the edge of the rim. Get it straight there. Now let's see. Ooh, I mean, I think it's gonna be close. I don't know if it's gonna poke or not. Well, there's one way to find out, right? Let's put them on. Bro, this thing literally was turning over for like 30 seconds trying to start. Every time I try to cold start with the E50, it takes forever. Finally! Cold start loud though. And just like that, they're on. And that fitment is pretty much perfect, to be honest. I'd say it is perfect. Yep. I know I need to clean my wheels, but look at that. Sweet. So we got great fitment there. And then we also have great fitment here. Perfect. Just the way you want it, honestly. Looks like 12 mil is honestly a good fit for this. I'm excited, honestly. I'm not gonna change it. I'm glad I didn't do 10. I'm glad I didn't do any more than 12. It's just right. So now the fitment's dialed in a little bit better. 2 simple, easy mods. This is gonna be pretty much the finale here. I'm gonna heat these tires up, and then I'm also gonna do a nice launch for you guys. Bro, this lady's taking forever. This is obviously Burnout Alley. Come on now. Let me get to it. All right, so time to warm these things up. All right, they should be hot now. See what we can do. Still ripped them right off, bro. Crazy. That was some thick stripes too back there. Since we did 2 back-to-back burnouts, this thing better freaking hook. They're really hot now, they gotta be. All right, here we go. Shoo! Well, post-gym vibes. Not the ideal day for 0 to 60s, but she does look good. Especially on a fat tire. Let's go. Well, you know what though? Let's go ahead and turn that traction control off for starters. And I've always wanted to know how these things would do in the rain. Part of my holdback on getting a pair of these Nitas is because I live in Florida and it's May right now. It's beginning of rainy season, hence the rain. And I always wondered how these would grip in the rain, so let's give it a little bit. Yep. Just broke loose pretty easily there. Okay, I gave it some pretty good juice there. We're definitely in the torque, and it was gripping fine. It wasn't spinning out of control. It downshifted there earlier, and that's why it spun out pretty easily. But as far as, I've had 4 sets of tires in the back of here. I've had Pod Sport 4S by Michelin, and I've also had the off-brand Veldstein from Tire Rack, Summer Tire, and they both did pretty decent in the rain. To be honest, this feels about the same. Give it a little bit of a kick down. Yeah, no, that was good. That had a little bit of a kick down there, and they're gripping good. If it was a bad tire, it would have spun right there. It's actually really good on wet surface. I'll go for one more. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I slipped pretty good right there. And that road was a little bit smoother than the last one. The last one had a little more grit in it. But it's not feeling slipperier than the other tires that I've run that are all season or a summer tire. It's feeling very similar. It doesn't feel sketchy at all. I mean, I was giving it some good gas there. And I don't drive like that in the rain. Unless I'm feeling like sliding the car without, smoking through my tread. It's kind of fun to slide in the rain. It's like ice skating. You're just slipping and sliding all over the place. It's pretty fun. Plus, you don't destroy your tires or your drivetrain. It's kind of easier on everything. I'll do it occasionally, but generally in the rain, if I'm trying to be safe and I'm getting somewhere and commuting, I'm not going to be gunning it all over the place. I'm going to be driving normal, traction control on. This tire is, so far, it's good in the rain. I give it a thumbs up. It's obviously not a 10 out of 10 because it's not meant for that, but you can definitely drive this in the rain. No problem. You don't have to be scared. Obviously, big puddles can be a threat to any car. But besides that, I'm gonna leave the rain part of the review at this. I'm gonna wait until I get some good weather so I can do some 0 to 60s. The tires are breaking in quite nicely. I don't think they're all the way broken, but they're getting there. So I've had some fun off camera with it. Until we get good weather, will it grip? Not bad. Not bad. These radials are way better than what I had on previously, so I'm super happy overall. Good traction. It's only going to get better. It grips pretty good in the rain, and they look aggressive. They look real nice. Dang. Shoo! Too easy to get a ticket in this thing, honestly. Well, what do you know? It's finally clean. How about that? Fitment on point in the back. Beautiful. This is what it looks like when there is no brake dust, which is actually pretty nice. This whole thing's ceramic coated, so it's pretty dialed. That's a wrap right there. Let's hear it. Woo. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Super fun. These tires are awesome. The spacers definitely help the appearance, and I can hook a lot better than I ever have with this car. So looking forward to continue breaking in these tires and posting more launch videos, 0 to 60s. I'm gonna get a draggy out and start getting some times for you guys. More videos to come. Hope you enjoyed. Click the subscribe button for more content.